Hello, my fine fellow Eorzeans. I'm Moxie, and I'm here to give you a most simple guide on a Realm Reborn's dungeon, the Praetorium. Straight away, if you haven't already, you're going to want to nom on a snack to get that sweet XP bonus. Once your tummy is full and the ring releases, you just passed all these baddies, and if your tanks are doing a proper job at taking aggro, you can pass this and press this button to move on to the next area without tears. See, these tanks did a really good job. I'm just standing here and these guys are not attacking me. In this next section, you just go ahead and keep running with the group. There will be a group of baddies that you are going to need to clear out in order to get the Imperial Identification Key. Now this key you can use on this Magitek terminal here. Now, as soon as this gate opens, our job is to just run past all the baddies that we see in front of us. We might as well sprint and use the peloton. If you're the tank, your main goal is to try to get ahead of the group and pull aggro from all the baddies in order to give the rest of your team an easy run. No one will notice that you did this for them, but they will notice if you don't do it. Now, there's this little ledge here that you can hop right off to get to the end faster. Again, if you're playing tank role, you want to try to be ahead of everyone because it'll come up to this final group of baddies. The tank should grab their aggro and pull them to the far left so your team has an easy time transporting to the next section. If you die, don't worry because there's a shortcut that you can take. After the transporter, there's a group of bad boys that can easily be taken out without the need of a tank. Grab the Imperial Identification Key they drop, use it at the terminal on the right side of the stairway, and continue to your next cutscene. Now, this first boss is very easy, no crazy mechanics to worry about. As DPS, wait for the tank to initiate, there he goes, then burst down the boss. As a healer, you're going to want to heal, spam heal, it doesn't really matter, the fight will be over quick, and then you'll be able to get back to your cutscenes. Once your cutscene is over, run straight to the elevator so you do not get left behind because there's about 20 seconds before someone reaches their patience limit and the elevator will start without you on it. Once you leave the elevator, go ahead and run past all these nerds that are trying to attack you until you reach another gate at the end of a corridor where you must once again clear out all the baddies to obtain a key, which will then open the gate. This next part is important and easy to make a mistake. In this room on the right side, there is an identification key reader. Interact with this in order to operate the big hunk of metal at the top of the elevator. Run to the elevator quickly so you're not left behind. Once the elevator stops, run towards your new ride. This is the Magitek armor. It has two abilities that does damage. The first is the Magitek Cannon, which fires a projectile in a small area that does 4,500 damage. The second is the Photon Stream, which is a short-range attack that deals 3,000 damage in a straight line. Doesn't matter what you use for which enemy, just have fun with the pew-pews. Blast through the cement doors and run through the Magitek lift. You will then enter an area where it's possible you could die if you're not taking out the baddies. Use these newly found powers of yours on everyone in your path. Eventually, you will also run into more obstacles like these robo-arms. These bad mama jammas deal massive amounts of damage and can kill you in 3 or 4 hits. If you want to flex, you can stand to the side of the robo-arm right out of its reach. Blast down the cement door and say hello to another cutscene, but also say goodbye to your Magitek Ride. Once that cutscene is over, you're going to walk another 30 feet forward to get to this next cutscene. You actually don't need to move at all, you'll be pulled into the boss eventually. Now it is time to fight Red Hammerboy. Wait for the tanks to initiate and then start spamming your damage abilities. Pay close attention to the tank on the left side of the screen as they will pull the boss's aggro into this little cubby. An electrical field will appear and deal tickle damage over time. Preferably all ranged and healers should stay in the middle outside of this field. Melee DPS should run into this cubby with the tank. This boss can hit you with some massive knockback and this cubby will keep you from flying too far. Have no fear of the electrical field because it doesn't really do that much damage. Continue bursting the boss down until you get your well-earned cutscene. After the cutscene, run towards the next much bigger elevator and you can activate your next cutscene through the terminal on the far right side. I know that's what you've really been wanting. Now you're on to fight Gaius von Twinkle Toads. Wait for the tank to initiate the fight, then just burst him down. You don't even have to move if you don't want to. No special mechanics here, just spam your one ability or whatever and wait for your next cutscene. Now that you have defeated Twinkle Toes, he will hop into his new ride and you must fight him again in his Rust Bucket form. This is my least favorite bit because Twinkle Toes' ride doesn't actually take that much damage until after Heidelin or your Mommy Jin gets done telling you about looking at some light, you little moth. You'll see this pop up on the screen in text, and what you want to do is save all your big moves for this part because now you can easily burst down the boss. Ooh, look at that health bar just drop. Once the boss's health drops to 0, you'll be summoned into another cutscene where Gandalf calls upon you to fight a Balrog. However, it's just Twinkle Toes' ride again. Wait for the tank to engage, then burst him down with all your sweet moves. There will be these little Magitek bits that spawn, pretty easy to kill if you're a slow caster. I wouldn't worry too much about them because it kind of takes a little too long to kill one. Leave that to the ranged physical DPS. If you don't kill them, they will start zerging you, lighting up your screen like a dance party. Avoid what you can, but the faster you kill good old Rust Bucket 2.0, the sooner you can get to your next cutscene. Congrats, 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 congrats. You've made it to the final boss. Wait for the tank to engage as always. Now this boy has a pretty small health pool. If you all focus on him, you can probably burst him down in less than 30 seconds. Now there is no fancy mechanics here that you're going to have to worry about. Maybe every once in a while fire spawns on the ground and you have to move around. But no worries, just stand still and spam your skill. Now what I like to do is I like to run towards this edge over here where everyone else is gathering and dancing and celebrating, because this is right where the exit spawns once the boss is dead. You will have one more cutscene once the boss is dead, and it is the only skippable one. Enjoy the massive amount of XP, and you have now have unlocked this dungeon in the MSQ roulette. If you want to level up quickly and have 45 minutes of time, do the MSQ roulette. And if you happen to roll the Praetorium, you may want to multitask and start watching an episode of something. Thank you all for watching. I tried to make this guide as simple as possible, and I'll see you suckers in the next one.